happy Sunday. How is everyone doing today? I hope you're having a great weekend, a great holiday weekend. Tomorrow is the Memorial Day holiday. We want to thank all of people who have served and who are serving. And a lot of us will be off from work tomorrow. Hello. I see I have a couple of people. Hi. How are you? I hope you're having a great weekend. I was just saying that, tomorrow's Memorial Day, so hope that you have a wonderful day tomorrow. Hi, Kalisha, how are you? Thanks so much for joining Singing Tips. I don't think I've seen you here before, so wow, this is awesome. Hi, Sterling. Hello. How's everything on the West Coast? How's everyone doing this evening? So, I'm normally, maybe a little later on. Normally, I come in on Saturday, and, but I was recording yesterday, so hey, cuz, how are you doing? Thanks for joining. Yeah, so I know you saw the picture that I posted. Hi, Dawn. Hello. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so, I posted a picture yesterday. I didn't make an announcement about the show because I thought I was going to do the show, but I had a lot of singing I did yesterday, and I was really tired. So I said, you know what, let me do Sunday. But next week, I'm going to be recording again, so I probably will be coming on Sunday as well. So just on days I record, I probably will do Sunday. But, yeah, so I just wanted to wish everyone a happy Memorial Day weekend. I hope tomorrow you have a great day, whatever you plan to do, if you're going to be barbecuing or whatever you plan to do. But I wanted to deviate a little bit from, well, it's kind of related, but I have been talking about image for the past few weeks, and I wanted to talk about my recording experience as it pertained to the last singing tip that I talked about was about your self-esteem and your self-image. So I kind of wanted to share a little personal experience, just to kind of, as a correlation of what I was talking about. So if you, oh hey cuz, how are you? Wow, I have some newbies here. So yes, every week I give singing tips to beginner singers to help them become professional, but a lot of people have found value out of the things that I've talked about because it can apply to, a lot of these tips can apply to everyone, including the last tips that I talked about was about your self-esteem and your self-image. And boy, my nose looked funny. The lighting here is weird. But yeah, so we were talking about your self-esteem in the sense of things you can do to improve your self-esteem. Now, as I had talked about before, your self-esteem, I think, is the most important tip because this is how you feel about yourself, and it affects everything in your life. Like, if you have a low self-esteem, a lot of times that has a lot to do with your background, with your experiences that happen in your life, but it affects everything. So as I stated last time, there's sometimes things happen in your life and that can cause you to have low self-esteem, and if it's beyond your control, please get help, because it's something that someone can help you, and it goes beyond my scope of, the little advice that I give. But it's really important, and I wanted to share my experience in terms of recording, because when I first started recording several years ago, I didn't have a lot of confidence, and I had low self-esteem, and I just and the only reason why I want to talk about it is because I just had a recent recording session yesterday that went really well, and I wanted to kind of just talk about like my journey and my experience. So when I first started recording, but first of all, let me just backtrack. Now, I started out as a live performer. So as a child, I started out in church. That's my earliest experience, was singing in a choir and leading songs. And then from there, I did plays in school, and in college, I was a performance major, so I studied opera and theater. So, and then I sang with bands. And so all of my experience has been on the stage, in front of an audience, with the lights, the stage. So I didn't have any recording experience when I went into the studio, and it's a whole different animal. So, you know, when you're a live performer, you have the audience, you have, you know, the stage, you have your costumes, you have the lights, you have all of these different things to play off of. But when you're in the studio, it's just your voice and the recording. So my earliest experiences wasn't that great, because I'm the type of person that, like, I try really hard, and the more I try, like, the more I can't get something, the harder I try. Well, it made me worse. Like, for instance, the first few takes were okay, but I felt like, oh, I can do better than that. But the more I did it, the worse I got. And the worse I got, the worse I felt. And it really hurt my self-esteem, it hurt my confidence. So it was really a traumatic experience. And but then I discovered something. I discovered that, you know, being that I am a live performer, I started doing the songs live first, and then I would go in the studio, and that seemed to work, because when I would do the songs live, I could work it out. I could see what worked, what didn't work, what the audience responded to, and what they didn't respond to. And when I went in the studio, it was so much better, because I had a point of reference. I knew what I was doing, and it went so much better. And that's kind of what happened yesterday, because I hadn't been in the studio in a while. I was in the studio a couple of weeks ago, and then yesterday, but prior to that, it had been a while. And I realized that, sometimes things take time, and you have to have patience with yourself. So I kind of I had a few little points about that, and I wanted to just share that with you, because if there's something that you're not getting, just have a little patience with yourself, because if you continue to work at something, you will get better. So I have 3 top lessons in recordings. So the first thing I have is always be prepared. Know the song inside out and be performance ready, meaning be rehearsed. And I find that to be very true, because in the studio, time is money. Hey Tim, how are you? Thanks for joining tonight. So this is a special, as I said earlier, this is a special singing tip, because I was in the studio yesterday, and I think that going forward, when I have a session on a Saturday, I'll do Sunday, because my voice was really tired yesterday, and I was tired. But I wanted to I'm sharing my recording experience in conjunction to, now Tim, you were at the last singing tips, we were talking about self-esteem and self-confidence, and I was just sharing with everyone how when I first started recording, I had low self-esteem, and my confidence was really low. And the funny thing was, the harder I tried, the worse I got, the worse my confidence, the worse my self-esteem. And I realized that because I'm a live performer, that it's best for me to do the song live first. And I did that. I did the song live, my original song, Something New. I did it live first. And then I was able to go in the studio and record it, and it worked out great. And I didn't know that at first. And I was so frustrated, and I also had some bad experiences with, like, this one particular producer. He said to me, you're having all these issues. Whitney Houston wouldn't have this problem, and that didn't help my confidence. And then I realized later that, he wasn't a good producer. Just because a good producer is someone that's going to bring the best out of you. But yeah, once I mastered the song live, and then I went back in the studio, it was like, wow, it made such a difference. And it boosted my confidence. It boosted my self-esteem. And it was a quick fix. I didn't even realize that if I could just do what I normally do, which is sing live first and then go in the studio. But I had 3 top lessons in terms of recording. So the first thing is always be prepared. Know your song inside out. And I know that there were times when I wasn't as prepared and the session didn't go as well, and it also extended, and it also cost more money. So that's one lesson. And number 2, get out of your own head. As I said before, I used to frustrate myself so much because I would go take after take, and the more takes I did, the worse I got. And sometimes the first 2 takes are the best I found. Another thing some of the producers used to do with me is I would say, let me practice these 2. And they would record it without me knowing it. And it worked out because a lot of times when I knew I was recording, it would make me more nervous. So they ended up getting good takes when I didn't know I was going to be recorded. But I have, so get out of your own head, relax, take your time. And the third thing I have is never ever give up, because had I stopped recording, I wouldn't have gotten better. So, it definitely boosted my confidence, and I'm a lot better. I'm a lot more relaxed, and so that's what I wanted to just share with you guys. Also working on new music. I can't really say much about it right now, but I'm really excited. It sounded really great. So I'll be posting some teasers here and there just to keep you posted, but I'm really excited about the new music, and I know it's been a long time coming. People have been asking me about it, almost to the point where they stop asking me. But yeah, I'm finally starting to do that, so I'm really, really thrilled. I want to make a special announcement also that so my last singing tip was regarding, thank you, yes, I can't wait for you to hear it. You can't hear it now, but I can't wait for you to hear it because like I said, in terms of my being in the studio, I really have grown, and it's exciting to see that growth, and I can't wait to share that with you. But yeah, I want to make a special announcement also because so the last singing tip last week was about your self-esteem and your self-confidence, and I had stated that closed out the image section. But I have a special announcement because I have an expert coming up in a couple of weeks. She is going to be talking about self-care for the artist in conjunction to what we were talking about in terms of your self-esteem and your self-confidence. So I guess I won't be closing out the image section until we do her segment. So next week we're going to talk about pulling it all together, like all of the tips in the image section in terms of your image as an artist. So we won't be closing out the image section, and we will we'll end it once we do our special expert. So I'm really excited about that. She's a healer. She does different. She has this book on self-care. I love the name of her book. It's called Get Up. Wait, what is it called? Get out of your bed and walk, or something like that. I'll get the information. Sorry guys, I'll get the information and officially announce who she is. But I'm really excited about that. So yeah, thanks for the thumbs up. Yeah, so that's going to be great. So we won't be closing out the image section until we do her show. So we have a couple more weeks of that. But yeah, I'm really excited. Everything is going well, and we're almost done with the show part. Once we end the image section. Oh, thank you. Yes. I mean, you know what's so funny, Kalisha, that not only singers are benefiting from this, but I have people from different professions who told me that the tips has helped them. So it's really exciting. Yeah, but it definitely is for artists. But a lot of the tips, especially like a lot of tips that I have been sharing the last few weeks, anybody can benefit from it. So I'm really glad that, you know, people have found these tips helpful. It's helped me a lot as well, just to review some of these things. And oh, hey, Mars Goodman, thanks for joining. Singing tips. This is kind of a short one this week. I normally do Saturday, but I had a recording session yesterday, and I was just letting everybody know how excited I am about the new music, and just my experience in the studio has not always been great. Oh yes, absolutely. But now that I have a lot more confidence in myself about the recording studio, and I know what I'm doing now, so it makes a big difference. And I just shared some things just to give you a little recap. In terms of recording, I shared always be prepared, know your song and be performance ready, get out of your own head, relax, take your time, and you don't have to keep doing it over and over, because usually the first few takes are the best. And never ever give up, and keep working at it, because you'll eventually get better. And I certainly have. And I also want to share that the image section, we are extending it a little bit, because we have, oh hi Marge, how are you? Thanks so much for joining Singing Tips. This is also awesome. Yeah, so we are extending the image section a little bit longer, because I have a special guest coming up soon. She's going to be talking about self-care for artists, and this is really exciting. And just to give you a little bit of background, if you're new to Singing Tips, my name is Benita Charles, and every week I give singing tips to beginner singers to help them become professional. We have two different sections to Singing Tips. We have the show part, and we have the business part. Now, we've been in the show part for over a year, and we're coming to a close. But just to give you a bit of a background regarding that, every week on the show, I talk about a movie that influenced me and that actually helped me design Singing Tips, and that's Get On Up, the story of James Brown. That movie came out some time ago, 2014, but it still has left a lasting impression on me, because in the movie, James wanted to be not only a performer, but he wanted to also get into the business side. And his manager said to him, this is show business. You take care of the show, I take care of the business. And James Brown said, no, I'm going to do both. And he did. Not only was he the godfather of soul, but he also was a brilliant businessman. So that made me think about Singing Tips, because, you know, for years, I've always focused on the show, you know, my performance, how I look, what I'm wearing, where I'm performing. But I never thought about the business part. So that's kind of the idea of Singing Tips. We have a show part, we have a business part. Now, for a whole year, we've been in the show part. We've talked about your talent, we talked about live performance, we've talked about your original music, and now we're talking about image. So all of the tips that we've had the last few weeks has been about the image. We're getting ready to move into the business side, because the business part is just as important as, almost more, because that's how you make money. So we're going to be moving into the business part of things. So, you know, we're coming close to closing the show part. So what's going to happen is a couple of weeks from now, we'll be doing a recap of the image section, because we have one more tip on the image. I have an expert coming in. Then we're going to do a recap of the image section, and then we're going to do a recap of the show part. So all of the tips, I mean, it's not, we can't do all of the tips, because it'll be like a whole week, because we've had 40 tips in the show part. So believe it or not, we started last year. I just celebrated my 1-year anniversary last month. We had a whole year in the show part. So I don't know how long the business part is going to take, but hopefully it's not going to be another whole year. But yeah, so thank you guys for hanging in there with me. And thank you for your support of Singing Tips. I hope that it's helpful. If it's helpful, please let me know. I'm looking for testimonials. I'm putting together a book, and I would like some testimonials. So if you find Singing Tips helpful, please let me know. And I want to thank you guys so much for your support of Singing Tips, and just support of everything that I'm doing. Look out for the new music, and I'll be back next week. It'll probably be Sunday because I'll be recording again next week. But so I'll see you next Sunday, and until that time, keep the faith. Never give up on what you want to do. And I want to thank you for, oh, by the way, if you're interested in any of the singing tips, I have a blog, and it's on Instagram. Go to my Instagram account, BCM Sings. Click on the bio. It'll take you to the blog, and that has my notes that I go over, and also videos. I'm also on YouTube, so if you go to YouTube, Benita Charles, I have a playlist of singing tips. So all of the tips, all those 40 tips, well, not 40 because I owe you guys from last week. I got to post that in today. But most of the tips are there. You can see all of the videos, all those, truck through all those videos. But yeah, so it's been real. So it's like we're getting ready to get out of the show part, because I've been talking about the show part for a whole year. So yeah, so thank you so much for your support. Thanks to all the new people who joined today for Singing Tips. I'll be back next Sunday, so I'll let you know. It's fluctuate. Normally it's Saturday, but because I'm recording, I'm gonna do Sundays when I can. So I'll keep you posted. Also here on Facebook, we have a Facebook group called the Born to Sing Society. So that's a group that I normally post the videos and everything for singing tips. Also, a lot of my friends, if they're doing stuff, I'll post stuff that they're doing as well. So you're welcome to join that. It's called the Born to Sing Society. There's a link. It's a bit.ly Born to Sing 17, or you can just go in Facebook on groups and just type in the Born to Sing Society. So yeah, so that's another way of, if you want to reach me outside of the show to see what's going on. But thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful Memorial Day tomorrow. Enjoy your holiday. Thank you for your support. And remember, the gift that he gave us is for you to use. So you got to use it. Let it shine, yeah. Keep on shining your light. Keep on sharing your gifts and talents. And thank you for your support of Singing Tips. Have a great weekend and a great holiday. Thank you.